All right, so today I'm going to be giving you a high-level read on what this week is going to entail so that you can actually use it instead of working your hot behind off and wondering why some days actually hit and some days you just want to go back to bed. Because it's not about really just hustling all day long. There is a rhythm to life. So if you haven't met me yet, my name is Cindy. I am a professional numerologist, but mostly what I do is I help you change how you handle yourself in the moments that really count, when it matters, how you react to situations, which, as you know, affects your whole life experience. So I am not going to be breaking this down day by day by day and giving you exact action steps. That's what happens inside the Daily Digits membership. This is literally an overview, so you can get a taste of what this week is going to entail. Now, this week, most of you are not sitting around doing nothing. Most of you are sitting around and you are thinking about what to do next. You're maybe overthinking all of the different choices that you have. You're moving, you're creating content, you're selling your offer, you're doing the things, but you're applying effort at the wrong time. You're second guessing at the worst time. And you're fixing things that don't need to be fucking fixed. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So you end up busy all week doing all this stuff, but you have mixed results and then you wonder why. They blocked 3 alohas. Oh, that's fun. Hi, Timothy. Nice to see you. So instead of doing busy work and thinking that you're working on the right things and hustling and killing yourself and burning the candle at both ends, when you use this information, you actually focus on the things that move the needle and you have better results and you have a better weekend. If you do weekends. So this week, at the beginning of the week, we have the start of this with a lot of ideas coming through. It's almost going to feel like there's too many ideas and there's no discipline around where the energy is going to take you, which means you're going to have to be on top of that. It means that you're the one who's going to have to be focused and disciplined. You're the one who's going to have to be discerning and decide which ideas are for you and which ones aren't, and which ideas to put aside and which ones to focus on. By the time we hit midweek, clarity hits. So be ready for that. In the beginning of the week, ideas central. Like train station is coming in with all these ideas. They're just downloading. And you're like, what do I do with it all? And midweek, it starts to fall into place where you're like, now I see it. You can see exactly what needs to change, what needs to stay the same, what needs to be doubled down on, what needs to be tossed out the window. And then by the end of the week, you've got momentum. So only if you don't derail yourself. I love all the train analogies. What's up with the train analogies today? Anyways, so the start of the week, you've got all these ideas and all this stuff. Midweek, it starts to land, you get clarity, and then you can start to compound momentum after that point. So we want to be aware of that day in the middle of the week, which you will know when you're inside Daily Digits. So this week is really about whether or not you choose to tighten your execution or if you waste a lot of good energy, because there's a lot of good energy available to you this week. But you've got to be focused, you've got to be on point, and you've got to be aware and discerning of which ideas will be the ones that work for you and which ideas are just like excess noise, distraction. April, the whole month of April is really about a lot of that distraction energy coming in. But there's a lot of gold in there too, so you've got to be discerning. So here's where you're really going to see things this week. You start something. You start a project. You're like, Monday, I'm going to get down and dirty. I'm going to start something. And it maybe starts to feel a little uncomfortable. Like, you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited about this idea for this offer. I can't wait to sell this. I'm so excited. Oh, but that means I actually have to go sell it. And I'm not sure. Maybe I need to rethink this sales page. Is the positioning right? Maybe I didn't put the call to action strong enough on the end of this, right? And so it gets a little uncomfortable. And instead of following through and going after what you already know is a great offer, you switch it up midpoint instead of following through. Perhaps at the beginning of the week, you make a decision that you are no longer available for being lazy and you are going to move your body every single day. And then 3 hours later, when it comes time to actually move your body, you start second guessing yourself and you wonder, maybe that's not the best idea right now. I don't feel like it. And so you don't. Maybe you get a clear, intuitive hit on what needs to happen. You know you need to clean out that closet. You know that there's stuff collecting in there, that you even know that there's something in there that you can sell on Marketplace and make some money. But you just sit on it. You don't actually go and clean the closet out. Or you hold back from saying what you actually mean to say. So you're in a conversation with your significant other and they say something to you and inside you're like, I want to say this. But you filter yourself to be nice. You dilute what you really mean in order to fit in. And then you wonder why nothing changes. And you wonder why your significant other does the same thing day after day after day after day when you haven't been clear in your communication. You see something working. You're selling your offer. It's working. People are buying. The sales page is killing it. Everybody's like, bang, bang, bang. Yes, yes, yes. You're watching the payment notifications come in. And you're like, I wonder if like I totally sold it in a different direction and changed everything. Why would you do that? But this week is going to bring that type of energy into the playing field. And you are the one who has to be discerning as to whether or not the pivot is going to make sense for you. As to whether or not your decisions are going to be followed through on. I can tell you till I'm blue in the face that this is the energy and this is what's available to you. But if you don't fucking do anything with it, you're not going to get results. So this isn't about trying to fit more things in. This isn't about creating more effort for yourself. It's about creating timed decisions that match the energy that's available to you. So if you decide something this week, and please don't decide of course we're making decisions about what to eat and what to wear and all of this, but when it comes to business decisions or big life decisions, let's make one this week. Just one. You don't need to make 15 decisions about your business every single week. If you decide something this week, though, move on it immediately. Don't give yourself time to second guess it. There's this theory, a lot of people, not me, a lot of people, they're like, I'm going to go for a run every morning. And they literally put their running shoes and their running gear beside the bed so that when they wake up and they get out of bed, they put that on and they go for a run before their brain has ever had a chance to figure out what they're doing with their body and talk them out of it. That's this energy. So if something is, you decide something, move on it. Don't second guess it. Don't come back and revisit your decision 3 days later. Don't come back and revisit your decision 3 hours later. And secondly, this week, if something's already working, don't fucking touch it. Your motto for this week, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Double down on it if it's working. Now, if you don't manage this week, you're going to feel very productive and your ego will be very happy. Yay, I got stuff done. But you're still not going to get the results that you want because you're focused on the wrong fucking things. You're doing work, but it's not the work that moves the needle. And if you do manage it this week and you are discerning and you are moving forward with the decisions and not second guessing it, this is a week where things can stack very quickly. You get to choose. So what I gave you just now is just a pattern. It's a mathematical pattern. What I give inside the Daily Digits membership is exactly what this looks like, except on a day-to-day basis. What actually matters that day. The move that's either going to push things forward or have you wasting your time. Because ultimately, it's not about creating more effort, more work. None of you need to do more. None of you need to hustle and sit down and get shit done. You know how to do that. You're very good at that. Ask me how I know. But this is really about applying it on the right days in the right way so that you're leveraging this energy instead of just hoping and praying and hoping and praying. So the trick with this is to not apply more effort, but to apply the right timing. So if you're already moving and you want your effort to actually compound instead of hit or miss, I don't actually know, I'm throwing spaghetti at the wall, come into daily digits. I literally give you step by step, day by day, what to do, what to focus on, and what to watch out for so that you don't get tripped up. You can stop guessing and you know exactly what to do. All right.